Hi, it's Lil from Made by Marley. Welcome back to our channel. Today in my hands, I have the new 2023 summer collection of the curated designs for our decoupage paper. So in this video, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be talking you through each individual design, the kind of things I've done with it, and how easy it is to use Made by Marley decoupage paper. Okay, so the first paper is called Two Can Do It. Okay, so what's it all about? This one here has a very tropical, summery feel about it. There's quite a sort of kind of, some of the papers is quite enchanted. I am going to, first of all, get Martin to show you this. This is a lamp that I've done with Two Can Do It. And I dyed all the fringes just with chalk paint, and I just decoupaged it straight onto the lampshade. I understand that I've been doing these with Made by Marley paper for a while now, but I haven't actually shown you a video, but I have these in my stash. So there may be vintage lampshades coming your way. So let's have a wee look at the paper. This is the main paper, and this has the toucan on it, and it's got the florals. Lots of scope for greens and blending. You can move your flowers out across your paper, but it comes with these two. I haven't got my glasses on. It's so bad. I need to see everything. So there's little, like the centers of the flowers. There's, I thought this one had a bug on it. Maybe it doesn't. This can go with this. It would work with pinks, it can work with greens, it would work on a big piece of furniture. If you started stamping outwards after you'd got these on, because you could start with this and you could start ripping this up round about it. The colour scope for this, you've got quite a lot of scope. But the thing I liked about it best is I think it really kind of says summer. There's loads of things you can do with decoupage paper, and I'm going to just show you a few things as we go along. So this one here is called Two Can Do It. And the next set of decoupage papers is called Big Moth. Okay, so what's this one about? If you're into your sort of dark academia or goblin core, or you just appreciate a nice floral and a bit of a moth, this paper's for you. Now, I haven't made anything with this paper because this was a paper that was repeatedly asked for over and over again. And if you go and have a look and click this link up here, that'll take you to the Molds 101 video. And I think it's been our most popular video that we've done. And on that video, I used this paper, and it was way before I'd even thought of it becoming anything like a design that I wanted to add to a collection. So, but it was asked for so many times that I thought, yeah, I'm going to add it. It's called Big Moth because I went to school with a girl called Big Moth. Anyway, this one has one large moth and a kind of medium sized one beside it. I would use this as the main focus, this one here. The two coordinate sheets for this paper are smaller. So you can do like if you're looking for a feature, this would be your page on your furniture, on your smalls. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're doing smalls, you can use these in any way you want. But I obviously sometimes I quite often think like a furniture artist, and I think this is your focal, and these are your kind of like the design that goes round about it. You can take the moths off, and I've actually got a really good idea for a piece of furniture with these moths taken off of here, but with all this here, all the florals and everything still. I've actually started a lamp over there, but it's not quite finished to show you, where I put on a sort of mottled pinky beige, and then I put brown over the top of it, stippled it, and I actually did it old school. I just cut the florals out, and I started to glue it around a lamp base. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, but Made by Marley papers, it's a little bit thicker. All you need to do is flip it over, spray it with some water, just with a mister, and then put your Mod Podge on as you normally would and stick it down. It will go around any surfaces, and I can show you that in real when I get to one of my next projects, because I went over some really bumpy relief on surfaces and I just sprayed the back, glued it on, no problem. If you're looking for other inspiration to do with smalls, if you go and have a look at our brand ambassador, whose name is the lovely Ginny, she has a company called Mum Shed. So if you go to Facebook, it's called @Mum Shed, and Martin will put all of these links at the end, and I'll get him to link Ginny up above. She does smalls, and she does the most amazing things with our decoupage paper. She's done cushion covers, cosmetic bags. Her ideas just keep coming, and that's why she's the smalls queen. She knows all about these kind of things. But this paper, it's summery without being overtly summery. It's just a really nice paper, and the detail as well when you home in it really make your smalls pop. Okay, moving on to our next one. My next set of papers is called Chinoiserie. Okay, so let's have a little look at the paper. In fact, you know what? I can't hold this clock any longer. Let's have a look at this clock first. This is what I made with Chinoiserie. I decoupaged the clocks, the whole clock. And then what I did was I cut out the butterflies and mounted them onto paper clay. I scrunched up paper balls so that I could bend their wings and manipulate them while the clay dried. I then painted the underside. I then painted around them, and I put little pieces of florist wire in the clay while they were drying to give the clock the butterflies, and that was just from the paper, which I'm going to show you in a minute. If you can see up here, I don't know if you can see it, it's a lot of detail. There was a whole load of relief under here that I didn't want, and this is what I said about wetting it from the back. I just applied the glue and just got rid of it. I just went all over the top of it, and it just fitted in nicely. I've done the whole sides. The sides have been done, and this side has been done with the paper. And the bottom has also been done with a big butterfly. So yes, you can do clocks. So far we've done lampshades, clocks, and we've done a dresser, although you didn't see the dresser, but there's furniture coming up. I'm just going to drop this down onto the floor before I actually drop the clock. It's actually quite heavy. Right, so Chinoiserie. This has 3 sheets and they all go together. I thought the one with the butterflies was, you imagine the Chinoiserie panel and it's moving down. That's what I was thinking here. I was thinking it needs movement, it needs butterflies. And my design actually is a lot of taken from small parts of Chinoiserie, blown up and then isolated and then put on distressed backgrounds. This one was quite complicated. In fact, even my head was going like this after about the second paper. I thought, I don't think there'll be a third, I'm just repeating it. But no, I managed to do 3 and they all coordinate and work together. So this is Chinoiserie. It again, I think this one is, although it's a summer release, I think it's an all year, it's timeless. They all are, but this one here I think is in particular, it's very vintage. It has, again, that sort of maybe dark feel, a little bit enchanted. So yeah, I'll move on to the next one. So the next design is called Just Peachy. Okay, so how did Just Peachy come about? I think that I've always really had a love of my darling Clementine, and I felt like, not that I wanted something the same, but I wanted a more souped up, summery, have it all sort of version. And although they're very different, in my mind, I kind of was thinking this is what I'm going to go for. So what do we have in this one? This one has this large one, which has the 3 big flowers on it. And what I've done is I've put an Indian mandala in the center as the center of the flower, because you know I love the Indian. It's all running around it. It's got all the detail behind it. Now this color choice for this one, you could literally put anything down. You could go with a turquoisey blue, you could go with a green, you could go with another sort of blue, you could go with a purple, a red, a yellow, a peach. You name it, you could go with it. How would you work this out in smalls? Well, smalls, decoupage, glue, sandpaper, put it on, done. On furniture, I mean, I'm sure smalls people are going, well, that's not what I do, but I mean, on furniture, I think my furniture brain goes, you could really stamp this one out. You could stencil this one out. You could make these 3 sheets probably do quite a large set of furniture, going into this deep green round the edges, stenciling it with a peach, adding your accents with your Posca paint pens and a little bit of distress with your rollers, get it going, making it work. You could do it. So this is a really, like, it's just a really summery, and I love my greens, and so I just thought, you know, I'm going to be doing some green and peach, because what says summer than greens and peach? I want to show you what I did with it. So the bendability that people are going, well, I don't know, I don't think I could get it to bend. It won't move like tissue paper. I had a tile that I bought, and it was white and I didn't really like it. So what I thought I would do is, I thought I would take my designs from Just Peachy, and I put this piece here on as a solid, because this is the one with the big ones. And what I did was I just cut up pieces and parts to do the rest of it. I painted obviously the head in, and I added some more florals there. And so I just wanted you to know that all this relief and all this detail, it's all been decoupaged. It's smooth. There's not, you know, it's not wrinkly. It's just been Mod Podged on, Mod Podged over the top of it and left. And this is what I did with this. And now I can use this in my staging, because before it was just so bland and white and it just didn't work. And because my wall's the old stable whitewashed wall, it just didn't show up. So the thing about decoupage paper is, I sometimes think too big. I go, well, you could do this big massive piece of furniture, but I really wanted to just kind of show that Made by Marley decoupage paper, if you've just got some kitchen canisters and you want to upgrade them, you just want to do something, that's your first project, you just want to start simple, but you were looking for something that is like quality and has a really nice design and is going to last, and it's something that you're going to love. The Made by Marley paper, there's so many different kinds, not just the summer release. I mean, you could really have a real, they're starting to become that, the more I look at the collections, that I can start pairing this one with this one and this one with this one and these ones with that one, because they're mounting up now, and I'm thinking, you know, I'm about to go crazy one day and just put quite a lot together. But this is how you bend it, just a little bit of water sprayed on the back. Okay, I'll just get it set up for the next one. And the next papers that I'm going to show you is called Indian Garden. Now I actually have a large piece of furniture to show you, well, large-ish, with this paper on it. But for those that have never used Made by Marley decoupage paper, I'm just going to quickly glue this now, and by the end of the video I can show you how it comes out. All our paper comes with a white border. If you want to blend up to the edge, you rip it. If you cut it with scissors, when you go to blend it, you'll see a cut edge. If you rip it like this and you have your sort of fibrous edges, when you blend your paint up to it, you won't know it's there. If you're going straight up to it, and I can show you with this piece here that I've already done, you can see I've ripped this edge and this edge because it's just shorter than my tray, but I've cut this side because it butts up against the rim of the tray. Yeah? And all I'm going to do is get Mod Podge. I am going to put my glasses on, and all I'm going to do, and this is the simple thing, I'm going to apply Mod Podge to my surface. Now, why Mod Podge? I tried loads of different kinds of glues. I used to put it on with lacquer, but I think because it is a little bit more robust, I think it needs this. And plus, I like the sealing varnish qualities of Mod Podge. So, but I'm sure there are other products in other countries that, you know, you've found that work with it. But this is what I think. Now, once you've got your nice, you don't want too many big lumps of Mod Podge in it, but you've covered all your surface, and I've gone way overboard here. All you do is take your paper, decide on your positioning, smooth from the inside to the outer edges. It's not often I do things on a little minute table. I just want to move this over a bit. You get a little bit of playtime with the Mod Podge. For those that normally watch my videos, I'm normally quite good at this, but I don't know what's going on tonight. I think I'm a bit nervous. So you just smooth it from the inside out to your edges. Smooth it with a cloth. Now, if you had bumps and lumps in it, as I said, you can spray it from behind. And that is all you do. Now, after that, you leave it alone. Now, I'm going to come back to this at the end of the video and show you just how smooth Made by Marley paper is, and that is how easy it goes on. There's no trickiness, there's no nonsense, you are going to, if it depends what you're putting your paper on, let's face it, if you have a lumpy surface, you're going to get lumps underneath your finish and some bubbles. If you do not apply glue to every single surface when you put decoupage paper on, you're going to get lumps and bubbles. This here, the smooth surfaces, they're so easy to achieve with Made by Marley, and at the end I'll show you this because maybe off camera I'll quickly paint in the edges just to show you, but that's our paper. Just want to check all the edges are adhered. And I'm just going to quickly show you Indian Garden now. Let's pop this down here. Okay, so this is Indian Garden. This is a video that's coming up. Today is Friday. Our videos are all confused this week because tomorrow we've got our own challenge. We've not even started it yet. Well, by the time you watch this, we will have. So it'll be the following, just back to normal Sunday, and you'll get the video for this. And this was how to decoupage onto wicker with our paper. It was really easy, and this is how it came out. Now, the papers consist of one gorgeous peacock. And again, this has the sort of enchanted feel that I really was looking for. That summery nighttime garden. It's got peacock in it, got lots of really nice colours. And you could use the peacock on a small, and then you could use the florals for something a bit bigger, maybe a chair. But I was going to be doing furniture, I'd probably put the peacock in with the, well, not quite like what I've done here, but put the florals round about. There's lots of options here, and quite a lot of Made by Marley paper as well. If you take the focal one out, you've got two that are the same, which means it's two that you can work together to make another piece of furniture. So, you know, depending on how you use them and how you move them out with paint and blending and stamping and some stencils and just about everything else that you want to add to it, you can really move it across. I mean, you could do quite, I'm going to show you in a minute with one of my other collections on how you can move it right out just with what you have. So that's been Indian Garden, and I hope that you like this video when it comes out. So the next piece in our collection is called Liberty. So what does Liberty consist of? One gorgeous Lady Liberty on the blower, as Martin would say, if you're English. On the phone, the florals on this one can be expanded right out. You don't have to worry about it being so tight, because when you see the two coordinating sheets which go with her, like so, you can move it right out, and I'm going to show you how I moved it right out. For this set of papers, I made a piece of wall art, and this is it. What did I do? I'm still got, actually, I'm going to come back and I'm going to put words on here, but I didn't want to put the words on until I'd showed this video because I'm not quite 100% sure on my words, and I think I'm going to put this in my house, so I was wanting to make it match. So I kind of stuck her on, and I kind of hand painted and blended these flowers out. These are all hand painted here and hand painted down here, and then all I did was off the coordinating sheets, and I made it kind of scrapbooky. I cut it so that you can see the white rip around the edge, and then I dark waxed that out. I covered her with a crackle stamp to make her aged, and I'm going to lift her off so that Martin can maybe get a kind of closer up on how it actually looks. There's a lot of sort of hand painting that I did in this, but you don't have to do that. You can just match sort of, look, I mean, you can see it's quite crude. It's just green sort of lines to represent leaves. And as I said, I crackled over her face. She's been waxed, dark waxed and aged in all the joins. And as I said, the edges are just left like they were ripped, like they were a scrapbook. I quite liked, I brought it up onto here, I cut it, and then I started the rest of the floral there so that you can't see it there, but it looks like it's moving along. So that's what I did with Liberty, but this would look lovely on tabletops, lampshades. Oh my goodness, can you imagine that sort of real classy vibe with big long tassels? Yeah, gold, really nice. So that's what I did with Liberty, and I'll move on to another set of papers. And the next collection is called Calm Down. Okay, so what does Calm Down consist of? It's a lovely minty fresh green, and if anything, it's quite pared back for me. That's why it's called Calm Down. Calm Down. I just wanted something quite simple, not too crazy. In fact, something to complement all the colour and all the brightness. I think sometimes you need a little bit of kind of light and shade. So it comes with this one, which has it's got a different kind of black floral outline, and it has two of these ones. It's really fresh. I think it would just look lovely in a kitchen. I don't know why a kitchen, but you could team this obviously with sort of pinks. You could team it with creams. I also thought as well, once I had designed it, I thought black stamping, some of the Aldi stamps and things around the edges of this, the black and the black with some ink, that would look really nice. White stenciling, can you see the Indian pattern there in white? You could do white stenciling around your green, and you could have a black rim, you could do wall art, you could do, I've got a big vase over there. I was intending to do the vase and just do the spray on the back technique and wrap it around, but I ran out of time because I'd ready made this, which is a cute little cupboard that Martin and I picked up, and I was never quite sure what to do with it. It had some detail up here, which I have literally decoupaged right over the top. That's what I'm saying. It doesn't look like it's there now, but it was really ornate and it had flowers on it. And I think it kind of dated it. So what I want to do is ignore this. This was the best I could come up with. I'm going to actually put some nice greenery in it because I think it'd be really nice in a bathroom just with nice greenery in it. It's got a little shelf, got a little cupboard. You can put your wee knickknacks here. It was initially a letter rack, but who uses those these days? So I think it's always good to kind of repurpose. All I did was I kind of mixed Antibes green, if you use Annie Sloan paint, and Coolabah green together, did a sort of blend, and then I just kind of ran the pink round it. I put some mould on it, and I did a little bit of, I think I did a little bit of hand paint, and maybe I didn't. This is really simple, and it just shows you if you have something that is a little bit, I really don't think I'm just going to get rid of it. I think that's the beauty about Made by Marley decoupage paper. It's such lovely designs that even the simplest piece of something that looks nothing looks amazing in the end. And decoupaging is so easy. I've been decoupaging for years. Years. I haven't. I'm not even going to tell you what I've decoupaged. Although I did speak to somebody else who follows me who told me she decoupaged her microwave cat. So, you know, you can decoupage just about anything.
You did a kettle.
Yeah?
You did a kettle.
I did my kettle. I did my fridge. I have an old fridge that we still use to keep milk in our utility room, and it's still decoupaged. And do you know what? My children's friends still say, do you remember your mum's fridge? And my older daughter says, my mum still got that fridge. There's things that my kids did when they were about 3 years old, and they got to stick things on it. So decoupaging is not just for, you know, it's for everybody. You can all have a go. So yeah, so I digress there, but yeah. Smalls, this is what I would class as small. It didn't take 3 sheets of paper to do this, just to give it a whole new look. I had meant to change the handle, but as I said, I kind of ran out of time and I kind of ran out of steam. It's been a bit of a moment over here with us for a while, so that's Calm Down. And the last design I've got to show you tonight is called Shoe Fly. Okay, so what's Shoe Fly about? It's unusual for me. It's very summery, very pale. It's got loads of lovely flowers and details to it. It comes with one with the big detail. Now, there's a debate whether it's a fly or whether it's a bee. Well, I'm calling it a fly because it's called Shoe Fly. But it's got greenery, it's got some kind of daisies in it, it's got the pinks. How would you blend it? With greens and whites, you can go stamping, stenciling, hand painting crazy with this one. This one is a really nice one, and I'm about to show you the crescendo piece at the end. It comes with two, with just the smaller fly, which is a little bit more sedate. Again, this is ideal for a small, for those that do small creative projects, big or like small art projects, because it's quite condensed. It's got, so if you want to take this part and use this part and blend it out, or this part, or the flies, or the flowers, you can just move it around, and this greenery enables you to blend right out. How do I know this? Ask me how I know. This is what I've done. So this was, oh, just close in, Martin, just close in. This was a bit of a sort of, what will we say, a labour of love. How did I do it? It was quite simple. I started with, for me to do this, I needed 2 packs. I didn't use full 2 packs. I cut the flies out here and I added the detail. Now, some of these are stencils around the edges, but the good thing I'm talking about with this greenery is, because see this greenery that's on the paper, this is on the paper, and this is my hand painting here and down here, which I've framed it all out. I ripped it up, I blended the green, I then painted the sides green, I added some pink onto it, and I got a toothbrush and I spattered some white onto it, and then I went back and it was already a textured, it was quite textured to begin with. I put a lot of texture in it, and then I just had fun with my paints and my palette knife, and this is what I tried to blend each one of my handles more to the piece, so that when you stand back and look, there will be really nice shots of this at the end, so you can actually have a look at it. But it was worth it. I think it was worth it. It's a really nice piece. It's a really unusual piece, and it's not the kind of piece you would imagine me doing. You would imagine me to pick one of the really bold ones, but no, this is the one I went for. I was feeling kind of summery in it, and it's fresh. You don't have to add the pinks back in. You could keep it very muted. You could keep it to yellow, like creams, like if you use Annie Sloan paint, old ochres. You could go completely different, and you could use black as your background, taking it from your flies. Pink, light pink, yellow, greens, any shades of the greens. You can just mix it all together. So this is Shoe Fly. Okay, so just before we finish, I just wanted to show you, now literally, and I'm not kidding, this took me 10 minutes. This is smooth, and I'll get Martin to do some close-ups just so you can see how smooth it is. There isn't a single wrinkle on it. All it is, we've got lots of different colours. See how smooth it is? No wrinkles, not a single wrinkle. I just put some different colours around the edges, got some gold, zhuzhed it about a bit, added some pink, and that's what I've done. It's so quick. So it just shows you, in this video we've done a clock, a lampshade, we've done various pieces of furniture, we've done furniture art, we've done a tray, and what I'm about to show you next was, which didn't get finished for the video, was this was the lamp base that I was talking about, that I've started. It's not finished, but this is what I've started to do. I painted it the pink, and I actually cut out Big Moth and I stuck it on, and I'm just in the middle of doing these parts up here, and I'm going to do a coordinating shade with the same paper. It's really heavy, that's why I'm looking like I'm having some sort of, oh. So this is what I've been doing with this. So I hope you, oh, and there's like things as well. Remember, you can put it on curved surfaces, and I think you've got the drill by now. I really hope that you've liked everything, and I hope that you consider using decoupage paper. And if you're looking for any of our stockists, you can get all the stockist information from our Made by Marley decoupage clan Facebook. We have a Facebook group. If you want to join, I'm going to get Martin to put a link up here to where you go. It's just a Facebook group where you
down there.
Sorry, down there. Martin's put it down there
in the description box.
They can hear you. Martin's got a microphone on.
I'm mic'd up today.
So down there where it will be, and it's a group where any decoupage project that you use Made by Marley, it's for Made by Marley decoupage paper. You post pictures, and which kind of leads me segueing on to, we are running a competition at the moment on our Facebook group. You just apply to do the group and I approve you as long as you answer my questions. And the competition is if you make a piece of furniture, and it's from now onwards, you can't enter an old piece from the date that I put the competition on. It's running till the beginning of August. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to let it run a little bit longer, the competition, probably another couple of weeks, just because the summer release got slightly delayed with Oscar's birth and everything else that happened. So what do you win? You can win. If you watch me and my channel, you'll know how much I love the mini rollers. The mini rollers for furniture are awesome. Mini rollers are where it's at. You can win 3 mini rollers. Paint pens. Da, 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 da. Who doesn't like some paint pens? Because I use these a lot. Chalk paint brushes. 2. And a small selection of Annie Sloan paint. There's Scandinavian pink. Barcelona orange. I should be able to recognise these off, no, but I can't right now. Emperor silk, my very favourite Provence, and some clear wax. So you can win all of those, but the best bit is, and you can choose as the winner which sheets you'd like. These are just sample ones. You can win 6 different designs from Made by Marley, from the new collection or from what's previously all our collections on the website. So that's a really good prize. It's worth how much, Martin? Martin knows the sort of rough figures.
I can't remember.
It's quite
a lot.
It's quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So it's a really good prize, and all you need to do is get your creativity on, make a wonderful piece with Made by Marley decoupage paper, and you can win all of this. You just post your picture in the decoupage group, and as I said, the information is below. What other information do you need today? The release is out now. As soon as this video is ended, it is available to all of the stockists in America, Australia, it's everywhere. It's available. And Martin, have I missed things?
The links to all the stockists will be at the end of this video and in the description box below.
It feels like I should be moving my lips. That's it for the release. As I said, this week's a bit weird. Normally our videos are every Sunday, but because we're doing the challenge, which is tomorrow's video, it's going to be Saturday instead. And the challenge is the Maximalist Challenge. So I'm sure that, you know, my furniture can get quite busy and I do put quite a lot into it. So we'll see. Obviously I can't win, but it's my challenge, and we'll see. And you can get to look at everybody else's that has entered a piece of furniture to the challenge.
So we'll see you again tomorrow.
So we'll see you again tomorrow. I know you'll be sick of me. See me again tomorrow, and you'll hear Martin making fun of me tomorrow. So it's all good. I've been Lyle, and this has been the lovely Martin from Made by Marley. Martin, what do you want to say to everybody?
Thank you for watching. I hope you like the new collection. I think it's the best work Lyle's ever done. So, but I know I'm biased, but yeah.
Martin thinks everything I do is great. So I mean, he's not a good, he's not a good judge.
I'm not exactly a reliable critic.
Martin, what do you think of this? Go, brilliant. And I go, oh. And then I show it to my daughter, who's an artist. She goes, oh well, you know, your colours, blah blah blah. But I've got right, okay. But Martin's just like that. Anyway, there's no. Are we going through the spiel of liking and sharing? Share this video.
Share it, yeah.
Share it. We're trying to really
give it a thumbs up because it helps with everything.
Give us a thumbs up, and you can obviously leave a comment and let me know what you think about the new release and whether you're considering buying it or whether you're new to decoupage paper, or even ask me what kind of projects you could do with decoupage paper. Share it as well. I mean, we're trying to build a brand as well as, you know, trying to build a YouTube sort of community of creatives as well. So all of these things help.
I'll just add as well, because I know that we get viewers from all over the world. We are most of our stockists are in the, shall we say, the English speaking world at the moment. If you're somewhere else in the world and you would like to be a stockist of our papers, just drop me an email to what's in the description box below, and
that's right.
We'll have a chat. Yeah, we'd love to.
Email the lovely Martin. There is no, I just like to say this without getting sentimental. There's no Made by Marley without Martin. That's why it's Made by Marley. It's both of us. You see me all the time creating things, and that's my job. I'm an artist, but Martin does everything else. And when you email the business, it's Martin you'll speak to. And if you have a question, it'll be Martin you talk to. And I very rarely, I mean, I do the social media stuff, and it's me that'll answer your YouTube comments.
We're a team.
But
We're a team.
we very much, right down to shipping it. I fold your decoupage paper. Can I just say, every sheet that you get in a packet,
it doesn't work unless
it's
both of us
folded
are
by
doing
me.
it, you know.
And one night I folded so much I fell asleep during folding.
She was folding nearly 400 sets of decoupage
I
paper.
was so tired. I was like, oh, please stop. So anyway, it's all folded, all packed by me. There's not anybody else in the business. It's just Martin and I. So you're supporting a small business as well. So thank you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye-bye.